Welcome to News. I'm Kevin McFarland from San Francisco.
And I'm Renee Hovell, and my LA hat is no longer here.
Oh, that's so sad. Wait, dude, you got a haircut.
Yeah.
No, I don't give a fuck about your hair.
Hey, it looks better than your piece of shit chin strap.
Oh. Okay, on this week's episode of News, we go to Vegas. We talk a little bit about the Dodgers, but today, as always, we start with Northwestern football.
Do it, baby.
It's homecoming this weekend.
Homecoming.
Tonight's Drumline Serenade, the greatest event of the football season. That's not a football game. And tomorrow we play the Purdue Boilermakers. What's his name? Curtis Painter. That's their quarterback.
Curtis, my dude.
Coming off the first loss of the season, you hope that the Cats come out with the same kind of intensity that have been coming out all season. I mean, we have to beat Purdue. This game is a must-win if we want to go to a bowl.
Not only that, I mean, this game's a must-win because after this we go on the road for 2 weeks straight. We play at Minnesota and Indiana. Minnesota's looking like a really tough game.
Good.
I've said it when the season started. I was telling people Minnesota's going to be a hard game. People laughed at me. Minnesota's going to be a hard game.
Indiana's the one that we're hoping that we can just go in there and trounce them. We need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just want us to close out the whole Minnesota thing with them losing at the Dome because they're going to get a new stadium next year.
Yeah.
Here's one thing that makes me feel good about this, is that the students showed up and stayed even though we were losing last week.
Yeah.
B, with the exception of that first quarter, we were even with Michigan State.
It felt like we just came out like the pressure had gotten to us. I mean, we fumbled the first kickoff we get. We spot on 17 points, and then we got going.
Yeah, and the other thing is we need to get better field position.
Yeah.
We need way better field position.
Special teams.
The thing that's pissing me off, it's not even the students, it's just the rest of the fans. You're like sitting down, jerking it half of the time. Come on.
I mean, we saw a lot of people out there in purple last week. We want to see a ton of people out there in purple this week. I mean, it's homecoming. It's a big game.
It's a big game. It's a big game. It's a big game. It's big time. Moving on here. We rarely talk about football, soccer on this show.
Yeah, we do.
But we're gonna give a little love to CONCACAF, seeing as that there's one more date in the third round before the final round. Yeah. The USA's gone through. Costa Rica's gone through. El Salvador's gone through. Woo,
first time in how long?
Ages. I think Jesus and McCain were still alive.
It's the first time that they've drawn Haiti and Suriname.
We will take anything. We will take anything. Big news though.
Yeah.
Mexico's coming off a loss to Jamaica and a tie to Canada.
I mean, and it should have been a win for Canada.
It should have been a win to Canada. The one big thing is Mexico's finally saying that the CONCACAF is reaching their excellence or whatever. Fuck you, Mexico.
I mean, I don't know.
When was the last time they won in the United States?
Exactly. When was the last time they won in the United States? And when was the last time they won the hexagonal? I mean, like we qualified. We qualified for the past 2 Olympics ahead of them.
The big thing is, and numbers wise, you know, it looks impossible, but you never know. I mean, you never know. Mexico's got to go into Tegucigalpa, the capital of Honduras, beat Honduras in order to qualify for the final round. If Honduras wins by 4 goals, which they can do, which Honduras can do. I mean, if you look at it, there's something about Mexico. I think my voice is correct, but there's something about Mexico.
Mexico looks a little bit shaky. Jamaica has to win at least 3-0, and Mexico has to lose at least 4-0.
I think
if goal differential comes in.
We're not entirely sure. I think Jamaica can win.
Yeah.
And if Honduras wins, holy shit! If Mexico doesn't qualify.
So good.
I will shotgun a fucking barrel, McCain style, back with Martin Van Buren or whatever. Let's go.
All right, next story. Last week we talked a little bit about Pac-Man Jones and his incident, and he was chasing those ghosts. This week, the ghosts are chasing him. All right, Roger Goodell came out and has suspended Pac-Man Jones indefinitely, or at least 4 weeks, until he can get some kind of treatment. And honestly, I think Roger Goodell is being a complete asshole here. That Roger Goodell, ever since he took over from Tagliabue, has just had a Palpatine-like reign over the NFL.
That's Al Davis. That's Al Davis.
He's just lived that long. He's had an empiric rule over the NFL, suspending players at will for giving the NFL bad press. He doesn't seem to understand that any press is good press. If they're not negatively reflecting on the NFL and impacting sales, so I don't understand why he feels the need to suspend people that aren't getting charged.
When we knew Goodell was coming in, the owners knew, the league knew, the fans knew that Goodell was going to come at this from a business side. He wasn't going to go from the game because that's not what we need now. This is a business.
Because it's the biggest sport now.
It's the biggest sport. It's huge. I actually agree with this. Pac-Man Jones is a grown-ass fucking man. When you get suspended, I think it's fine. If you fine players, shit out that amount of money. If Goodell finds Pac-Man $500,000, that fucker will pay it off. He doesn't give a fuck. If you hurt him where it counts by missing games, that's when you need it. Good. He should take this time off. There are reports out there that he's going into alcohol treatment.
Okay.
Take this time off. Go get yourself fixed so this shit doesn't have to happen.
I just don't think that with players like Travis Henry or other like Chris Henry, the guy on the Bengals, all of these players that keep doing making these transgressions. It's not like they're committing crimes and getting convicted of crimes.
It's true, but if you find them, they're gonna pay you the money. They're gonna pay you. You hurt them where it counts.
I feel like
same thing with Plaxico.
I feel like that's a different thing. I feel like it's a complete.
It's better to get them games than money.
All right.
All right. We got Taco was in the newspaper.
Yeah.
It's been all over NBN and it was in the Daily about the African American Freshman Board Advisory painting over seeds. Rock painting. Some guy was going to come and talk, and the big thing is that the painting on the rock was 81, the amount of incoming black freshmen.
Yeah.
Now there are two sides to this. There's the side that you have to guard the rock 24 hours, and then there's the side that I always tell people is that just because you painted the rock doesn't mean that you stop guarding the rock. All right. The advisory board, they've said that they were there from 10 to 8. So that means they painted the rock after midnight. That means it's seed left.
I mean, by that idea, could you just like sit by the rock from midnight for an entire week and just paint the rock and guard it and keep people from painting the rock the entire week?
Sure.
All right. I mean, see, I just feel like it's a tradition that you let a group paint it. They've painted it for that day. You can paint it the next day. I'm sorry that you didn't get there early.
The thing is, here's the thing: we don't know if they knew that seed had painted it that day or the other day. I haven't been by the rock today. I wasn't by the rock yesterday because I don't have classes by then.
Sure.
So I don't know who's painted the rock. I don't read NBN every single day.
I guess I do. I check the rock blog.
Yeah, I mean, people, not everyone reads the rock blog, so you don't know if the rock's been painted. It happened to Tonic Tap. It's happened to other people. Stay after you paint the fucking rock.
All right.
Get trashed or something. God.
All right, we're giving a little more love to football.
More football on this show.
MLS has just taken 7 applications for 2 proposed expansion teams.
By 2012?
Yeah, by 2012.
Yeah.
They have 3 Canadian cities, Montreal, Vancouver, and Edmonton, I believe. And then they have Atlanta, St. Louis, Miami, and Portland, Oregon. The big news here is that FC Barcelona has teamed with an investment group to propose a team in Miami.
Yeah.
There used to be the Miami Fusion there.
Valderrama used to play there.
I mean, he did. The Miami Fusion used to be okay for a couple of seasons.
Mutiny.
The one thing I'm worried about is if they decide to expand this too fast. They've given San Jose back their team. They've put one in Houston. They're getting teams in Seattle next year, a team in Philly, and if we're going 2 more teams, that's another 7 teams in the past 5-ish years. They already had to collapse the MLS back down. I don't want to see it do that.
Here's the thing though. Back when they collapsed it, it was because they were moving way too fast and they started with too many teams.
Okay.
I think we've seen now that the league is financially stable enough that we can make new teams. Here's my thing. I like what they did with Houston, where there was another team. I like what they're doing with the Sounders, that they're bringing a lower league team into it. I want to see the same thing. I want to see another team in Canada. Because after Toronto,
Toronto's done great. They've responded very well to that. Steve Nash deserves that team.
Okay, the other thing is, I want a team in Miami. Because A, there's the market there. B, if you have a huge team like Barcelona, Chivas USA can be shitty, but they got the money from Chivas Guadalajara.
They got themselves off the ground very, very nicely. And FC Barcelona, even in a market that seems to not support any other major team.
And you know we'll get some shitty player. Miami will get some shitty player from Barcelona and it'll be huge.
Yeah.
Robinho can come over like 30 years from now and it'll be huge.
All right, that's the end of the headlines today. Come back and we're taking a vacation to Vegas.
Vegas?
All right.
Man, my hair's not that bad, man. Fuck you.